Hey, what's going on, everybody? Zach here from Height Family Farm. Today's project, I'm going to be showing you how we're putting some food away for the animals.
Okay, let's go.
I've got the old farm truck here hooked up to our grain cart. I have it filled up with grain along with an old freezer in the back. This grain that I get, I go to a local co-op that's about 20 miles away, and I'm able to buy it in bulk and save some money rather than buying 40 and 50 pound bags from Tractor Supply or a similar store. My grain cart holds 2,000 pounds of grain, and the freezer holds right at about 1,000 pounds of grain. I filled it up yesterday, and for 3,000 pounds, it was right in the $250 range. So if you do the math on that, I'm saving a lot of money. I've done this enough times that now this grain cart has paid for itself. Now for the hay behind me that's in my stock trailer and in my truck, those are square bales, small square bales. And honestly, I was kind of priding myself with not having to feed square bales this year because there's so much more money than a round bale is. I bought the John Deere tractor that you've seen, and I've been feeding round bales. But about 2 weeks ago, I realized that I'd made a mistake by having none on hand. We got the real cold snap that came in, and I had some mama cows that were expecting babies. I separated them, and I wanted to feed them hay, but I didn't want to feed them an entire round bale. If I would have had square bales on hand, that would have been a lot better. I ended up going to Atwood's and buying 4 square bales for $15 a piece. If you know anything about hay in our area in Kansas, that is double the price of what it should be, sometimes triple. A lot of times you can get hay for the $5 range. But I did not want to feed a single cow a whole round bale that I knew that she wasn't going to be separate in there for a long time. So I decided I was going to go ahead and pick up some square bales, and luckily enough today at this auction, I bought 65 square bales for between $2.50 and $3.50 a bale, depending on the lot that I bought. That was extremely cheap. I'm sure the guy that brought it to the sale is not real happy with that, but for me, it worked out really well. I'm gonna put some up at the top of our barn to store. I'll feed a little bit this year, probably to my goats, and see how they like them. But that's what today's project is gonna be, is getting all the grain put away in some of our barrels, getting the grain cart staged where it's out of the weather, and then getting these square bales put up. I'll take you along with me today to kind of show you how we do this stuff. This is our first stop and where we're going to be unloading grain today. This pen right here is what I'm going to call my zombie pen. That's because I have white leghorn hens in there and an IM Samani rooster. If you have a farm, you know that chores take a long time and you're always looking for ways to speed things up. That's why I just grabbed that blue barrel that you saw, and I'm going to move it over here and put grain in it. So I can be feeding right here every day and I don't have to carry grain around. I have grain over here in my chicken coop. I've been carrying it over every day, but it's going to save me a little bit of time if it's right here. Okay, that topped it off. Let's take a look at it. The grain mixture that I buy and feed all the animals is just cracked corn and cracked Milo together. It's safe for everything, my cows, my sheep, my goats, the chickens. This year I am going to look into a custom chicken blend with the co-op. I talked to them about that yesterday, but I've been feeding this for years without issues, and it's a lot cheaper. I think that my egg production would be a little bit higher if I bought like the store-bought 16% layer stuff, but when I do the math on it, this makes sense for me. Okay, what you saw me just do right here is putting the grain out for our adolescent chickens. Next stop will be for our ducks. This is inside of our duck and geese enclosure. I keep their grain in an old chest freezer here that quit working. Funny story about this live trap. I was losing duck eggs last summer, and so I thought it was probably a raccoon or a possum in there getting them. I set this live trap out and we couldn't figure out what was doing it. We finally found like a 6 or 7 foot bull snake in here stealing eggs from us, so we removed him from the property. My camera fell over and you didn't see my superb backing up skills. Ducks require more protein, so I feed them this grain, also some regular chicken 16% feed too, and that really helps with their egg production. Last stop to fill up barrels is the chicken coop. I have 2 barrels in here that I want to fill up. Yeah, Tyson, I think we're gonna bother you, buddy. All right, Lincoln, let's take this straw and stack it up high again, because I want to put probably like 15 bales of hay here. Okay. Then we'll put the rest of it in the top. So let's get the straw consolidated.
And there's Stormy.
That took more doing than I thought it would. Next time I know just to set it down and grab it from the end to begin with and push it in here. This is my first go at moving this freezer, so I learned something. Anyways, thanks for watching. You kind of see what it's like on a typical, Saturday for us. Sometimes we got to put feed away. I left the house about 7:30 this morning, went to that auction. It's about 5 o'clock tonight. Took a few breaks throughout the day, cleaned up some, but just how it goes. This takes time, but it's not work if you love it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. Bye.